What's up YouTube, Dad here from Zephyr War Games, bringing you Shane's second place Prank Kid deck profile. Now this is with a brand new card. This card, believe it or not, exactly like Double Helix did with, well, maybe not to the same level, but exactly what it does is it takes the deck from being like a 3-card combo starter to a 1 card. Like literally, any Prank Kids you start, you have 12 starters, not to mention the spell you play makes it 13. You have so many starters to get into a Prank Kid, to then go into this, to then do your effects. Like, this doesn't even need to have a secondary effect. It literally could have been a vanilla that said, use a Prank Kid as material, and broken. So good. Anyway, with that said and done, please smash the like button, hit the notification bell, and subscribe so you do not miss out on any more Yu-Gi-Oh! Profiles, combos, test hands, openings, the whole 9 yards. With that out of the way, let me take you through Shane's Prank Kids profile. So we start off with, of course, triple drop C's. This is your Toad Maker. This one is, if it is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion or link summon of a Prank Kids monster, you gain 1,000 life points, and then you get to special summon another Prank Kid from the deck. Lamp Seeds, if it is used as material for a Prank Kids monster, you get to reduce your opponent's life points by 500, and then summon another Prank Kids from the deck. It's just a prank, bro, because we play triple fancies. Now this actually has double usage in the deck, so if it is used as material, you get to send 1 Prank Kids card from your deck to the graveyard. So the idea is you're going to Foolish Burial either your quick play fusion spell, your field spell, or of course your trap card, and then add it back with Doodle Doodle Doo. Why this has additional usages for it is because you do actually play Thunder Dragon Fusion in this deck, purely because it is a Thunder. So in the past, you could actually use this in a Thunder Dragon deck, or use a little bit of a Thunder Dragon engine in this deck and turn this into a Colossus. Now, if you believe it or not, Battling Butler, or Battle Butler, is also a Thunder as well. So the Thunder Dragon Fusion allows you to cycle back your fancies and make Battle Butler alongside your other Prank Kids cards. So it kind of acts like an Avarice, but in a fusion spell. Then of course you've got the newest addition to the family, came out as a Soul Fusion Special Edition as a super just to complete the set, and that is Roxy's. If this is sent to the graveyard, you banish 1 card from your hand, and if you do, draw 1 card. Again, it will recycle itself by special summoning another Prank Kids. All of those special summon effects and all of the burn effects can only be used once per turn. But again, you've got 12 starters and you only need 1 to go off. And trust me, it is nutty when it does. Because we are in a hand trap format and Call by the Grave is stupidly at 1, we're going to go with triple DD Crow and double Ash Blossom. Now you can change these up. It really depends on what your locals event is like. There are infinite impermanences in here, but you can also play Ghost Ogre. You can also play a 3rd Ash Blossom, you can play Drow and Lockbird. It really depends on what your event is going to produce for you, which then allows you to adapt your hand trap lineup. Onto the spells, the most expensive card in the deck itself, or in the core itself, is Prank Kids Place. This is literally just add a Prank Kids monster. So you then go from 12 starters straight away up to 15 starters. It is nuts. Then of course you've got to remember that right now these secondary effects are going to play much more of a usage in the game as well. So once per turn, if you fusion summon a Prank Kids fusion monster except during the damage step, you can have all monsters you currently control gain 500 attack, even if this card leaves the field. If you link summon a Prank Kids link monster except during the damage step, you can have all link monsters your opponent, all monsters your opponent controls lose 500. You can only activate 1 Prank Kids place per turn. So again, the way this works is you're either going to boost your monsters, decrease your opponent's monsters, and if you have the ability to link or fusion during your opponent's turn, you are going to be able to do that to them straight away, and again, causes more issues. Now, we've gone with Triple Dark Ruler No More as well, or Shane's gone with Triple Dark Ruler No More in this one, purely on the off chance that he's made to go second, and you know, no one right now really wants to be facing up a board. If you do have stuff like Forbidden Droplet, that could be a very good card for this deck, purely because, like I said, you only need 1 card to get everything going. You might want to maintain your resource, but just by getting rid of that 1 card, you do have the ability to link climb, you also have the ability to fusion climb as well, and 9 times out of 10 you do have the ability to OTK to an extent as well. We've then got triple Prank Kids Pandemonium. This is the only card that locks you into Prank Kids itself. So during the main phase, fusion summon 1 Prank Kids fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot normal or special summon monsters except Prank Kids. But again, the idea is you're going to drop this during your opponent's turn, you're going to bring out the Butler. The Butler is a quick play Raigeki. If you've already got Meow Meow in the grave, you're going to be able to technically Raigeki, or you have the ability to Raigeki without losing your 3k monster. And then the monsters you use as fusion material, If they've already used their effects during your turn, if you activate this during your opponent's turn, are then going to trigger all their effects off. So whether it be a draw, whether it be a plus, whether it be a neg, you're all good. We've then got triple polymerization. Now this to me might seem a little bit too much. I don't know how it kind of helps out with the deck. I know there's no way of directly searching it. I know he did play one of the field spell, which I believe has been taken out. So I think the idea is that we're taking out the field spell and going maximising the polymerizations, because again, the one thing you don't want to do in this deck is you don't want to have all of the link climb abilities but none of the fusion abilities. So you have to have the balance between the two, and you ideally want to be trying to do it without the Pandemonium, because that way you can use any monster from your extra deck and then with the Pandemonium finish off by going into the Butler. We've then got double pranks. Oh, it's only a prank, bro. This one's actually, again, really important right now because you discard one Prankid's card and special summon one Prankid's token. That token can then be used to go into Meow Meow. Now, obviously, it's not ideal because you don't get to then trigger the Prankid's card's effect to then float, but it does give you a quick route into a Prankid's Meow Meow, and then you can go off from there. It also has the ability to shuffle in the end phase 3 cards into the deck and then draw 1. Now, again, it's kind of like an Avarice. It's one thing that this deck does do that I've seen a lot of times is they do burn through their resources. So one card that they actually help do that, again, like I mentioned at the start, is the Thunder Dragon Fusion, which again, speaking with Shane, it arguably could be bumped up if you wanted to. Probably cut a poly to put a second one in if that is what you desire and what you want to do. And keep in mind, this can actually search you out fancy. So if you have a way of getting it to the graveyard, banishing it, and then you search out fancies, you're good to go. One Monster Reborn, free extender. Terraforming, because your field spell, you know, you want to be getting into that. It technically means you're paying 4 of the field spell, which then ultimately down the line means you're playing 18 Prankid stars, which is mad. Instant Fusion, because Instant Fusion into Rocket Ride. Again, if you've got the materials in the graveyard, you ditch it off, you bring 2 back. We've then got triple Infinite Impermanence, best hand trap in the game right now, and then double Prankid's Plan. A little bit more use in this deck as well now. So during the main phase, you can activate this effect. Immediately after this effect resolves, link summon one Prankid's link monster using Prankid's monsters you control as material. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish this card from the graveyard, shuffle any number of Prankid's cards from your graveyard into the deck. And if you do, that attacking monster loses 100 attack for each card shuffled into the deck until the end phase. So again, the idea behind this is if your opponent is a back row player, what you can do is you can actually trigger this, go into the dragon can then heavy storm the back row, and again, if you've got Meow Meow, this is banishing from the graveyard instead, clearing off your opponent's graveyard, and back row, and then you still have a ginormous boss monster to then help you OTK the next turn. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. Of course, we go with the brand new card. I mean, I love this card. The second it was announced, so good. So we've got triple Prankid's Meow Meow. Now, the reason you've only got 2 is because, 1, if it gets negated or stopped, or if your board gets cleared, you can only summon it once per turn. But again, this is your starter. This gets everything going. This is absolutely madness. So 1 level 4 or lower Prankid's monster only link summon 1 Prankid's Meow Meow once per turn. If a Prankid's monster you control would tribute itself to activate its effect during your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from the graveyard, you control, or from your graveyard instead. Only use each effect once per turn. So again, you're not going to be able to go Meow Meow and then get another Prankid and turn it into another Meow Meow. So you're only going to be able to use 1. And that is why if your board gets cleared, if the first one gets negated, you've got the second to go into on the next turn. 3 might be a little bit too cloggy because by the time you've either cycled these back or you've won the game by that point. Then for the rest of the Link monsters, we've got, I say Link monsters, the rest of the Prankid's Link monsters, we've got the one, the Bow Wow Bark, and the double Doodle Doo. So Doodle Doo is during your turn, you tribute it, and then add, so if it's linked summon, you add a Prankid spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can tribute this card, then target 2 Prankid cards with different names in your graveyard, accept the Link monsters, and add them to your hand. Bow Wow Bark does pretty much the exact same thing, but it's a quick effect during your opponent's turn. Then the final Link monster for the Prankids itself is the Rip Roaring Rooster. This is basically your Heather Storm, so it must be Link summoned, and quick effect, you tribute this card, destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. If this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you can target 1 card in your graveyard, accept the Link monster, and add it to your hand. But again, because Meow Meow actually banishes itself rather than tributing this, you're left with a 3k boss monster on board, and you've heavy stormed your opponent's back row. For the rest of the Link monsters, of course, we've got IP Masquerena, going into either your Boral Sword, your Boral Load, or of course your access code for game. Now, obviously, if you made your access, you should have a fire with Bow Wow Bark, an earth with Meow Meow, and a wind with Doodle Doo. So straight away, you've got a 4-free access code that's going to have 3 pops at least. That is your main boss monster, that is your main out. You can change this up and just go focusing on your Prankids. But like I said, you don't lock yourself into Prankids unless you activate Pandemonium. Then for the fusions, of course, we've got 2 Rocket Ride. Again, this card's insanely good. So 2 Prank Kids monsters. If it is fusion summoned, you can have this card lose exactly 1,000 attack this turn. Also, it can attack directly this turn. You can treat this card, then target 2 Prank Kids non-fusion monsters with different names in the graveyard, special summon them. But they cannot attack this turn. So this allows you to bring back Bow Wow Bark. It can bring back Doodle Doo as well. Then, of course, we've got the 1 Weather Washer. Again, pretty much Rocket Ride, but during your opponent's turn. But when this brings the cards back, they can't be destroyed by battle. I believe it's card effects as well, I might be wrong. Especially when they can't be destroyed by battle this turn. It only is the effect once per turn. So again, it's just a defensive option to wall up. And again, if those Prank Kids cards leave the field or it just maintains your resources, you will get additional effects. Then you've got the Prank Kids Battle Butler. Again, Thunder. Insanely important because you're able to use Thunder Dragon Fusion. Again, must be Fusion Summon. Quick effect, tribute this card, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. If this card in your position is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card, target 1 Fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So again, that allows you to bring back Weather Washer or Rocket Ride, depending on which turn it is. And then finishing off, you've got your Totally Awesome. Now, you can either get greedy, not worry about Nibiru, and just blitz straight through into your fusions, or if you want to play a little bit more defensively, you can go into Totally Awesome. You're going to be making it with 2 Aquas. You're going to have the ability that should you bring back one of your Dropsies, you can sack that off as well. But this is just a way of going, okay, no to Nibiru, build your board up, go into the fusions, go into Access Code, go to wherever you need, and then OTK. And that's what's really good about this deck, is it has the ability to surprisingly OTK out of nowhere, but it can also hold its own as well. So it's got a very, very good balance between offensive and defensive options. And like I said, in the past, it required 3 cards to get going, like a Fusion plus 2 Prank Kids monsters. Now it only requires 1 Prank Kids monster, which we've already seen. You technically play about 18 versions of getting into them. 15 if you don't include, 17 if you don't include the spell card that lets you discard and go into a token. But yeah, that is it, guys. Very cool to have Meow Meow. I've said it since day one, since we got Prank Kids, that all it needed was a Link 1. I never thought the day would actually come, but luckily it has, and it does change the game completely for the Prank Kids. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Again, please try and smash and get the like up to 50 likes, and I'll try and bring you either duels or test hands and combos for the deck as well. But for now, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. As absolutely always, guys, stay safe and happy dueling.